It's time for the Beat and Bam playoffs. Here is what you need to know. You are qualified for the playoffs if you beat me, Bam, in any of the last 6 Beat and Bam events. Check the udisc links in the description of this video if you want to check to make sure you're qualified. The event will push to you automatically sometime today. Today is Wednesday, December 10th. It will push you today. It will not open until Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. This event moves quickly. When that event comes to you, you're going to have 23 and a half hours to play. However, it is only 9 holes. The first course is going to be Ikigai Enso. You will move on to the next day of this Beat and Bam meets Survivor type of playoffs if you beat my score that I shot on Enso in the same event. A couple things to know about this event. I'm using the same pushing tool that we use for the Survivor series. Ran into a few hiccups there. If the pushing tool accidentally sends you to the next round when you didn't qualify, congratulations. You got a hidden immunity idol for that round, and you get to move on and keep playing. That's going to hold true until there are less than 20 players. When there's less than 20 players, I'll be able to work more manually and make sure just those players are in it there. Every event is going to open at 7 a.m. Pacific time and close at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time the next day. Make sure you're playing quickly. Stay on top of it. Watch your events. There's not going to be an opportunity to push forward if for whatever reason you forget or are unable to play on that given day. We tried to keep it moving quick, but also keep it so it's just 9 holes a day. Should be very reasonable to be able to find the time to play those 9 holes. In the event that nobody beats Bam, everybody gets to move on to the next event. There's some courses in this video you're about to see where I shot elite par or better than elite par. And of course, if nobody beats that, it's not going to be everybody eliminated. Everyone will move on from there. The prizes, the prize for top 20. It's a preset disc chosen that will be sent to the top 20 players. And first place prize will be a custom disc of mold and attributes of your choosing. These rounds I'm about to play are the actual rounds with the actual wind reads that you will encounter. The events will not necessarily come in this order. In fact, they will not come in the order that you're seeing. You will not know what the next day's event is going to be until that round pushes to you the next morning. Best of luck to you, and stay bogey-free. Welcome to Beat and Bam playoffs. We are starting out with Sunshine Glade. Might have a little bit of a big cut here, since the name of the event is Beating Bam, not Tying Bam. You're going to have to do better than me in order to move on, which means I'm going to try to get a C or ace here, which means you will get, at least 1 ace is going to be necessary, assuming I don't screw up Sunshine Glade 5. Maybe multiple aces in order to move on. So we might have a big cut right off the bat. We're going to be moving through these courses probably more or less in the order that they come on. Go Sticky Musket right about here, or the order that they come and challenge the valley. But we might jump around a bit if the field starts to stagnate a bit and we're not having any cuts because the field or the courses that we have just don't have enough separation. We might jump ahead some more advanced courses a little bit quicker. This video, though, is going to have every course just in case we get to it. I'm going to go seer, still figuring out the seer, how to adjust from the river to the seer. Oh, I accidentally let go, but I think that, nope, it's not going to come back in time. I really like how the seer doesn't come back much, but it'll take some adjusting, figuring out how to make those shots work. Sunshine Glade 4, we're going to go with the seer again. And go right on the ground. My typical miss is to the right. With this wind, I'm just going to go straight pullback. And hopefully I get a good wobble on this. Get in. Get in. There we go. So now you're going to need at least 2 aces if you're going to be moving on here. As of course, that's assuming I don't mess this up. Let's make sure I'm finishing this one before I talk too much about what you're going to need. This is, yeah, that's there for eagle. So assuming I don't mess up anything else, including this throw-in, you will need at least 2 aces to be moving on to the next round. We're starting out with, I guess, a bunch of ace runs. I didn't think through so much, planning on what we're going to start with. Oh my, okay. Well, You're back needing just one ace and clean here in order to stay clean. And move on to the next round. Oh, same wind again. So down a little bit. Bottom of that second chevron. And miss to the left. I should have watched the sway on that one. So we're going to take some runs at Sunshine Glade. Next up, I'm trying to decide so if we're going Blueberry Thicket or else it'll be Blueberry Thicket coming next, in this video at least. What we do in the actual playoffs might be different. This likes to miss to the right, so if I miss, I need this miss to be to the left. Don't miss right, that's the goal. We did not miss right, so managed to overcorrect, which I'd rather overcorrect any time of day as opposed to undercorrect. And this is also the idea, just like beating Bam, giving you guys the wind reads so you can try to see what is going to be your best shot at trying to get these aces that I'm not getting. Oh, man. All right, see if I can get Sunshine Glade 1 to force you guys into 2 aces. Otherwise, let's go with the jury. Otherwise, all you need to do to move on from round 1 is get 1 ace on anywhere Sunshine Glade and then keep it clean. Let's go right on the right side of the basket. I think that wind's going to push it enough. Oh, there we go. There we go. Got you back up. You need 2 aces if you're going to move on from this round in the Beat and Bam playoffs. Next to Blueberry Thicket. Let's see how Bam does and see if you can beat Bam. Try to think if I'll go more aggressive ace run at these. Accurate Water Skip Sapphire. Right about here. I'm going to take a smidgen of power off because the musket is just a little bit too short. Oh, get in the basket. No! So there's a line for you if you want to take the ace run at it. Of course, there's plenty of different discs that can work. But the accurate sticky musket without a tailwind just so easily hits the cage. Here, though, we have the tailwind. I think it's about here. And if we get the distance right... Okay, I had the distance right with that tailwind. Did not have the line right. A couple of ace run courses to start, like I was just saying on Sunshine Glade, is just going to get more and more intense as we move on to every single course that might be in Beat and Bam playoffs. Oh, nope, I don't slide on this one. Stay in the middle. Get low here with the paradigm and a 2/3 power paradigm, accounting for that wind. Is not accounting for the wind enough. Oh boy. So lots more of you just got a huge break here. Getting to move on, making it easier. I just need to not mess up. This isn't good. At the time of recording this is when Survivor is ongoing. And I'm trying to get that Survivor mindset in a lot of places. But clearly I do not have the Survivor mindset right here. I think the sticky musket in this wind has enough to get there. Oh, not at all. Not anywhere near enough to get there in that wind. We'll go jury, tap in. Is it going to take just elite par on Blueberry Thicket to move on? I might make this way too easy on you guys. Let me go Explorer. Here's my 1 wind. So go over here with the 2 wind. And I went too much and it's way too high too. This hole has a lot of variance that happens while that disc is traveling down because you have such distance to cover that a lot can change. There are things like, was it 247? Or is that 47 right now? I don't remember what the distance was off the tee, but a lot can change over that distance. Trying to think what to do here. I think forehand fuse is what I've been doing about here. Let's try forehand fuse here. Oh, that was very, very off. So don't guess what I'm doing. Don't follow what I'm doing there. This is still one I have not taken time to figure out how I'm going to ace this again after I dropped the harp. I had the Glide Hope was my line at this for a while. Oh, that's right, the jury. I saw a jury line on this that I liked. But I had the Glide Hope, and then I had the Sticky Harp. Were great lines for that hole. And I've lost both those discs, so I'll drop both the discs. by dropping them out of my bag. And I have just taken the time to figure out something else. This is one I feel like I used to be pretty good at, but then I've just been missing it lately. So that's not as fun. Blueberry Thicket 8. Let's take an ace run at this. I'm already giving it free to most of you guys. See if I can get a skip in. Oh, go in. Go in! Oh, kiss the pole. Doesn't get much closer than that. I enjoy that ace line at it. Finishes off to the right, usually away from that tree. And Blueberry Thicket 9 is the Explorer on my old harp line. I've gotten this close a couple times, like off the cage and such. Never gone in yet, until still not going in. All right, so there you go, Blueberry Thicket. Shoot yourself elite par. And since I got under elite par after missing Blueberry Thicket 3, you have full run to get an ace or just shoot clean elite par. Here we go. Maybe some more separation here. If I could shoot clean on Oak Hill, I'd imagine that's actually a little bit of a challenge to do. I'm going to go for the aces that are there. I just don't feel a high likelihood of me being able to get them. Although, Oak Hill was the first king of the course where I missed the top 50. So we'll see if I can actually keep it clean here. All right, Oak Hill 2, first chance. Sticky musket. Get in, miss left. Dang it. All right, so I want that, well, not that I'm running to the end. I'd say I want that sway to be more down or to the right in order to get there, to get in a basket and not miss left. Because that aim point has worked. And it must be the sway that I've watched before that's got an aim point there. We're going to go Paradigm, just counteracting this wind a bit. Way turned over to the right, but get some good skip. Good skip. All right, this could have been a lot closer. Am I going to make it easy on you guys again? I think I need to go about... Worried this is going to fade a lot. Like 90. Get to the right. Sway to the right. There we go. A good save there. 114 feels like a good save. 114 used to feel like a gimme. Now with no roller in my bag, this gets a little bit tougher. But as long as I don't have a headwind, I'm not too worried about this hole. And as you get the good skip certainly helps a lot. 73 feet, we'll throw it 50. Boom. In from 50 or in from 73. Keeping it clean. Oh, dude, I missed this hole in Survivor, which feels pathetic. I went into the water. I must have adjusted my aim down. This is the line to get there. I went to the water and took a par in one of the early Survivor rounds. Thankfully, it did not end up making the difference at all in that event, because I think it was like the round of 1,000 or around of 500, and I had plenty of margin. All right, water skip sticky Paradigm. Kind of built for this hole. Smack, skips in the middle, and slows down here on the green. This is what I'm really glad to have in my bag. That water skip sticky Paradigm, the water skip sticky tweener in general is a great shot to have. Okay, I have messed this up. That's one of the ones I missed in King of the Course. Make sure I think I gave that enough and get down. This is going to go very long. I wanted a little hillside kiss. Very long. I don't think it's that bad. 81 feet. We'll go forehand 81. Oh, why am I nervous about this? This should just go in. This shouldn't be a thing to think about too much. But now I'm watching the sway. It's all in my head. Get over to the basket. There we go. That's why I can save. That was an 80-foot tester. That was ridiculous. And this hole, I've been liking going out the right side here. Powering it down just a little, because it takes that hillside rock out of play. Hopefully with a good skip. And there's a good skip. We're here and on track to... Oh, we're going to lose a lot of people here? If I shoot elite par, I might need to move this to later on, because requiring an ace feels pretty ridiculous. Yeah, this is my elite par in a one-off event, 9 holes of Oak Hill. I can't have it require you guys to ace to move on. So that said, when you're watching this, so you're watching this through, it'll probably be in order, but Oak Hill will not happen early on in the playoffs. We're headed to Lakeside. Here's another round. You're going to need to ace in order to stay in there, or at least get more aces than I do, assuming I can stay clean. My first water skip sapphire is off to the left and even a little bit high. Then not that tailwind lifted it up. Looks a little rough. And as I'm seeing this too, when you put the order of these events out for the playoffs, we're probably not going to be able to play them in this order. Try and get cheeky, get an ace here. Since these easy courses, it's like we just saw with Oak Hill, it's very easy to shoot that elite par, but very difficult to beat it. Oh, uh-oh. How's this going to work? I don't know if I'm going to get collision here, so I'm going to make sure I get collision. Thanks, Aaron Christensen, for that trick. If you're not sure you're going to get collision, make sure you're getting it so you know what to expect. Obviously, it's better if you don't have collision. We'll just get out here. What's this going to be? Sear? The sear, it's like it's there, right? Yeah, I mean, putters almost get there. The sear is going to get there. That's a win. I don't have any idea how to safely ace run that. I don't want to just give you guys all the free strokes by going straight in the water. This is our 2 headwind, where I struggle the most, which I hate struggling on this hole. It feels so dumb. I guess I talk a lot about how those boats didn't make this hole difficult enough, but I struggle in this hole now, where those boats are in the way of the direct water skip at the basket. So maybe they did make it difficult enough, and I'm not as good as I thought I was. See if we can keep ourselves clean still. I think this gets us just fine. If I miss that tree. Miss the tree. Big skip. There we go. So you're going to need to get across if you're staying in after the Lakeside round. 51 feet. I mean, get across or make a bomb throw in from the middle island. Of course, what this hole used to be is requiring that way up to the middle island. Try to get close as you can for a good throw in. I like the one wind because I feel like I have a good line to go for it. Explore. Oh, go in the basket. There we go. You're going to have to beat Bam if you want to move on. You need 2 aces now if you're moving on from this round. Take the Explorer. I often miss to the right or to the left. So especially with this wind, let's get way to the right. There we go. On fire. Some tough rounds where maybe nobody beats me. And heck, I mean, that's okay. Because if nobody beats me on a round, then we've got to have that everybody moves on. That's only fair. Get down. Get down. That was scary wind. I'm still not super familiar with all the nuance of throwing the Explorer there on Lakeside. And then Lakeside 9. Oh, this is fun. It's a good win for you. I'm going to get the musket out there on that full send to the log. I feel like I need to disc up from the typical Explorer. And the headwind, I think, is here. Yes. Glide water skip ride. We had this in, I think it was Val League. Last Val League? A couple of Val Leagues ago. And that's where I went and figured that out, of just letting the headwind give it the turn and skip it up there onto island. And there we go, a -16 on Lakeside. Can you beat it? If anybody beats it, you're moving on to the next round of Beat and Bam playoffs. Here's Harrowing Woods. Another chance to separate yourself from the pack by moving on. I'm going to take the ace runs at these because I've been having fun going with them in multiplayer. If I can get any, you're going to have a much harder time. Or if I completely screw them up, like I didn't right now, you're going to have a much easier time. We'll go 33 feet. There we go. First hole, we got the birdie. Hole 2. Try and skip one in here. I get to play a little more aggressive. You all are playing this because you've already beat me. You beat Bam. You are less in need of the tips and tricks for play than you were before beating Bam, I guess. I don't know. That sounds like I'm kind of being a jerk. I don't know. I'm having fun with this because I feel like y'all don't need as many tips and tricks as you do to just see the win reads here, to see if you can beat the score that I get at this. That's a good one for those ace run courses. If you get the win reads, you have a good chance of beating me along the way. So that helps. We'll go fuse, middle chevron on the lamp. Oh, that's a miss to the left. That's a bad miss. That was not at all watching any sort of sway or I mean, you can't watch the wobble. Any sort of anything. Just checking it out there. Looks like Harrowing Woods, if I can keep this clean, is just going to be an ace to move on. Because this is the beating Bam series, and as always, tying Bam is not beating Bam. Through 30 feet. And so if Bam shoots exactly elite par, you are going to have to step it up and shoot better than elite par if you want to move on. Skip Sapphire. Love having it in the bag for this hole. This is the hole that I struggled with prior to putting the Skip Sapphire in. Just nothing else seemed to get there consistently enough. Is when every time it came up in multiplayer, an event, I knew I was at risk because pretty much everybody else getting eagles there, and I was struggling to see if I was going to get it. Okay, these last couple times I've run this, I've skipped low. So I think I need to skip a little earlier, so go down a little bit. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of figuring this out. Oh, that has a chance. Get in. Oh, blocked by the spider tree. Tap it in. 2 holes to go in Harrowing Woods. We're burning through these early courses. Here is a chance to get a bonus stroke on me if I don't get it here. This is Sticky Musket down from the Water Skip Sapphire. This used to be wildly dialed with the seer, but it's just not so much right now. So remember, this 200 feet was, I think I went about here for this 200-foot throw-in. Oh, too much power. Too much power. Switch it to forehand, and the counter for the wind is just a lot to learn and figure out coming over from the river back to the seer. And now if you watch my play, you know this hole is no gimme for me. I mean, it should be. But this is, oh, that's good enough. That's good enough to get here. Not enough to try to drop it in, I think. Well, 367. Can we skip this in? Skip Sapphire? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Made it across. I do not want to hit that tree. But hitting the tree, we still got across to the green. And there is a clean, is this 15? Is that the 12? No, 15. I was a little ambitious there. 12 is elite on Harrowing Woods. Shoot better than elite if you want to move on to the next round of Beat and Bam playoffs. Crow's Nest time. Let's see what we can do here. We'll take the ace run here with the Sticky Musket, slide right. I think it's top of this tree. And then move kind of between the tree and the arc with a straight pullback. This is looking like it might be close. Is it going to go in? Oh, what? Oh, no. Well, there's some junk for you. All right. started with a par with a terrible ground play there. Let's see if I can make that up on any of these next holes. I like to run this now that I have the Explorer. So this headwind is going to turn it and to the right and take a little distance off. Maybe let's try to wing it a little bit. That's making the adjustments. That's making the adjustments. Oh, not enough of an adjustment. So off the front of the cage. Bummer. Crow's Nest 3. The wind has me a little nervous, not going to lie. Because it's not uncommon for me to miss this corner, unfortunately. That makes the corner too tight for the ace at the Albert race. But honestly, with a kind of tough wind, I'm happy to be up here safe. Tap in the jury, take the eagle, and we'll move on. Crow's Nest 4, though. Here's an opportunity. One wind. So go sticky musket. Here is the aim. Right about there. And here is the angle. Up and over. Down onto the green. Cut that a little bit close to the left side. But that rock's pretty forgiving as long as you don't hit it really square on. And there's an eagle. I'm going to make you guys shoot at least clean here. I hope I'm going to make you shoot at least clean here. If you're going to move on to the next round from this. We go sticky musket down to the base. A big square. This is one of those holes that's really tough, but once you figure it out, at least in a one wind, it's basically the same shot every time. And not a lot that can go wrong. If there's more wind, then it certainly gets sketchier as you're figuring out the different routes, different plays at that one. Crow's Nest 6, we're going to try to give this an ace. It's about here on the cloud. And that's, I don't think I gave that enough hyzer. Nope, not enough hyzer. Or maybe too much hyzer? I don't know. I have not figured out how to make adjustments on this hole. I just kind of go for something. And then hopefully I skip up into the basket and get lucky when I get close there. 7 with a 2 tailwind. We can go sticky musket. Oh, that's backhand. We need to throw this forehand. There we go. This is one of those I had to figure out the learning curve when I switched to always default throw on the backhand. But the learning curve came quick. It's certainly worth doing. Let's see if we can get our ace here. Y'all have seen the line. It's here. And there we go. Switching between anhyzer and roller. That's oh, almost bounced it in. Obviously a little bit too tight to the left side of the cave. And Crow's Nest 9. Oh, see if I can get a bonus here to make you guys beat elite par. But I still work on transitioning back to the seer. So let's see how I do it. 188. Seer. Here. That's 180. Let's go 190. A little bit more because the seer is a little bit shorter than the river. Not coming back in time. I've been making that miss way too much. But we got one off elite par, so elite par moves you on to the next round if you can get in this round of the Beaten Band playoffs. Next up today, we have Grizzly Gulch. Oh, do I have my right bag? Oh, goodness. It's, at the time of recording this, it's near the end of the multiplayer season. I haven't messed around with a different bag. I'm going to try to get this ace in with the Explorer. This is way too far to the left. I like having that Explorer ace run. I don't hit it very often, but I've hit it a couple times, and it's nice feeling like I actually have a little bit of a shot at it. We're getting the first birdie, though. If you get the ace there, you're getting the stroke on me here. And moving on. This is a musket ace run. No, it's a slide left. I laid in bed one night a lot thinking about this hole, trying to decide whether I should slide left or slide right. I ended on left, and oh, still a little bit high. Right on line, a little bit high. I think I decided left opens up that gap between the trees more with the angle I'm trying to take. Grizzly Gulch 3, this is one of the holes that you just have to execute. It's got to be the eagle, especially in a helping wind. And even a dead skip, you have to be able to make it work. I'm going to slide over here just because I habitually slide. Let's see, at 80. I'm going to call it up to 100. And then throw the 70 power because of the wind. This fades off quite a bit to the left when it's going up this hill. There we go. Executing the eagle. Sorry, guys. I'm playing pretty well in these playoffs, so it's not going to make it easy for you. This ace run, if I remember right, it's about here. And I think, is it a helping wind too? It's a helping wind. So it can get the distance if it's online. The water skip sapphire doesn't quite get there, but the Glide musket does. So the sapphire, when that existed or started to exist, people started to go with windbreak sapphire rather than the Glide musket. Just that tad bit shorter. I'm trying to decide with this wind whether I try to skip it up or just throw it up top. I think I'm going to try to skip it and give it a little bit of anhyzer here. Hopefully it fights against that wind and gets a skip. It's not far enough to the right. So now I'm hoping, okay. Now I'm hoping to get off the wall. And I am off the wall here. This is 20 feet up of power for this raised basket. So that's 100. And just like last time, we're going to throw this with 70 feet of power. Boom. Love when I can do the math and the math executes and drops that disc into the basket. The light glide paradigm is our play here. A little bit of anhyzer turns this corner, like a half disc of anhyzer. And some good tree collision. No, not right in the trunk. It's a good foliage collision. Can occasionally drop you right in the basket. You got to get it just right. I think I've gotten that like one time ever, and the wind was just right too, probably also slowing me down. So otherwise you're coming a little bit too high. Grizzly Gulch 7, we'll take our ace run side left. Top chevron on top of the basket. And a full disc of hyzer. If this misses, it has to miss left, which it is going to miss left. Came into the right height though. It's good when feels good when I have the height right. And maybe just got a little bit of sway or wobble just wrong for it. There we go. Grizzly Gulch is in. I might make this really tough for you guys and have to get aces to move on. Ooh, I remember this one, last Beaten Bear playoffs. I did it differently. I put some event coverage in and covering everybody's play. And I saw a lot of you doing this. A lot better than that, though, was the other side of that tree. This might give a look. No, still really far out here. Not much of a look here. 187. Maybe the seer can reach? Let's find out. Oh, wow. Okay, 187. I remember that. 185, 190. That is seer is the right distance for that shot. Used to be the Glide warship for me. But without the Glide warship, we have to figure something else out. And I think that seer is great. Let's ace run this because why not? I've hit it one time ever. This would be the time. Miss the rock. Jump in the... Oh my goodness. If it weren't for that rock, I felt like that was right on line. What a run. Well, there's Grizzly Gulch. I think that's in Elite Par. So Elite Par, the score to beat for Grizzly Gulch. Next up is Owlwood. Owlwood has opportunities to get the strokes there. This isn't one for me, at least. Just glide, water, skip, drive. Hit the wall. Oh, goodness. Well, oh my goodness. There's some BAM playoff luck right there. Somehow getting that safe and get it across the bury. That's undeserved. A lucky break for me. Not the best break for you guys. Here's probably a chance for a lot of you to get a stroke. You guys will have this way better than I do. Lined up, and you get that closer. You have a throw and look from 203. I don't have a throw and look, so I'm going to go tempo. And throw the tempo up here, my 200 feet of power. And let that land down here safely on the island. I'm going to go Bam style and get the birdie. If you get the eagle, you can gain the stroke, or you can play a safe birdie and try to get the stroke later. You get the advantage of watching the rest of this round to see. Oh, I just saw a seer at this. Does that have the power? Oh, that has the power. That's kind of nice. I think I was watching Anzi's round when I did his round for the Survivor round of 50 because I was out of it. I saw him throw a 7 speed at that. I'm going to disc up to the Water Skip Sapphire because of this wind that's coming out, kind of headwind, crosswind, knocking me down a little bit. Get the jury up. Birdie, birdie. I think Owlwood 8 is going to be the one. If I have a 1 win, I'm going for the shortcut. Let's try to skip this in. Oh, 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 get through. Get through. There. Okay, terrible shot at trying to skip it in. Thankfully able to save the birdie, even though that if I tried to skip that in, the helping wind could have pushed me deep behind the bush. And I do not like dealing with bush collision when I'm trying to get out of there. This one I've been struggling with a little bit. I'm just going to go this line. Glide, skip, rive. Ridiculous here, I know. Plan for the collision. There's the collision that's going to help me turn the corner. And slow me down. I don't love this hole right now. Without the roller in my bag, I've struggled to find something great here, especially with the lack of stability in my fairway drivers in my back. Something like a Pioneer or Triple X, you bag one of those, something like that is a way better shot at that hole. Slide right, down a little bit. Throw the Sapphire around the corner. This one's a pretty straightforward birdie, but if you miss, honestly, if you miss this green or you go OB going past the basket, you're probably going to the drop zone and you're probably out of the playoffs. Make sure you don't make that mistake. What's my wind? All right, it's a 1 wind. This might be an opportunity for some of you if I make the mistake here, but I want to try to get the eagle. This is too tight, and there's a mistake. There's a mistake that ruins this one, and I need to try again. I don't think anybody's going to be getting knocked out this time after that, unless, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but there's opportunities for you all to take strokes on me here, because this is going to be likely a bogey. I'll try to throw this up here. And nope. There you go. There's a bogey with the miss. I've got more confident on that than I should be. So lucky pass for some of you moving on. Don't make the mistakes early, and you should be good. I'm going to try to skip this in just because I'm down that stroke. And I think there was something like this for a skip shot. Skip Sapphire. That is, hey, not bad. I kind of like the idea, even though I missed it. So I'm off of elite par on this one, and you have an opportunity to push on and not get cut by beating Bam this time around. Highlanders Ridge is full of bonus stroke opportunities, so I'm probably not going to completely kill it here. And this is an opportunity to move on, separate yourself from the group, and beat Bam to get to the next round. That was up way too high on the tree, and here I'm going to start out with some trouble right away. I think I'm going to throw this about 50 power. Oh no. Oh, that was really bad. So there we go. Starting out with the par. Some of these people moving on for sure. We're going to go Water Skip Sapphire with a big Anheuser on this one, fighting against that wind, and then roll the dice. Hope we get lucky with a little pop-up. It doesn't, but what can you really expect? This is a slot machine of a hole that, frankly, I think kind of sucks. But it is what it is. It's in the game. Highlanders Ridge 3. A good wind. See if I can remember what this line is. Something like that with the paradigm. Get down, get down. It didn't get down. It got collision. Get over? Oh, okay. Here's a look. We've got to look at it. We're going to go about 150 on this throw in. See if we can get that stroke back from hole 1. There it is. Got the stroke back from hole 1. There's the eagle. Make this tough for you guys. That's my goal here. All right, the 2-wind, I'm not going for it. So this is a chance if you want to go practice this 2-wind and get this eagle on me, you'll be able to get that stroke. Although it's only hole 4, so when you're playing this event, it's going to be a little bit of a decision time for whether you're taking the risk here on hole 4 already. It's going to kind of depend how 1, 2, and 3 went for you. That's a Glide Sapphire across to the green. I wanted to err on the side of too much disc rather than not enough disc. On 5, we go Glide, Skip, Drive, a little bit of Anheuser. Then I'm watching that circle at the top where it says straight. And when that got down, that's how I know the sway is down, to give this a little bit extra turn out of the hand. And then this throw-in is a Jury, top chevron right in the middle of the chains, full power, straight pullback, and just off to the left. Thankfully, I got some chains there, so I'm able to get the birdie. That's when I know that works. It's just a matter of I got to figure out how to do the sway for that kind of full power. When it's kind of swaying and wobbling a lot more, though. So as I'm saying it, maybe the fuse is going to be the way to go for that throw-in still, especially when I have that pretty dialed. I mean, that's how I won the Highlanders Ridge King of the Course. I got hole 5, that one, 4 times, and I got hole 8 one time. Okay, hole 7 I struggle with a little bit. I had this with an accurate windbreak musket when I used to bag that. It's account for the wind, a little bit of power off, being more like the musket. And I think this is perfect. The bounce before the OB line and then the slide up the hill to even be in putting range if I wanted. When I was learning this line, I always wanted to be in putting range. I've gotten a lot less comfortable putting with my finger recently, so I'm not doing that as much. Highlanders Ridge 8, there's a helpful wind. I'm less feeling like I need to make up a stroke right now. So I'm not going to go with the big Anheuser Rive, which can get way closer, but this is pretty darn close. I'm just going to call it 30 feet up and go straight 80 power on this. Come on. No, just off the right side. A lot of you probably, get an eagle on that one and getting a stroke back. And then ending with Highlanders Ridge 9. I don't love the wind. I'm going to try to get this a little bit closer by adding some hyzer. Turn this corner, left side, left side. Uh-oh. This is trouble. Thankfully, it's pretty far back. Actually, that's not bad at all. It's a good open look at the basket at least. 70, 80, 90 because it's up. But I'm on forehand, so it's 60, and then lots of math going on here. Okay, it's raised up, so it's 90. I'm on forehand, so it's 60. But it's a 4-wind, so I'm going 50. And that's going to drift a lot to the right. Yes! When the math is mathin', we're mathing good. -9 on Highlander Ridge. Very beatable. And best of luck to you in beating Bam in this round and moving on to the next. Kaho Park is next on this list here. So we're probably not playing these in the order that I'm playing them. I'll mix them around kind of based on my scores. We go trees in, have this turn and that wind push. I love throwing the trees in a tailwind or hard left to right wind. Just love it. Just keeps going straight. It doesn't come back at all. It's fantastic. Probably plays in a different order than I play, mainly because I want to make sure there's some fun separation and some drops each time. Well, maybe not necessarily drops, somebody going on each time. I have some rounds significantly above elite par or better than elite par or at elite par, which is going to be tough to beat. I'm just taking the eagle here. So if you're going with the roller, which I think is the only way to get it in this 4-wind, if you're going with the roller and you roll the dice for those albatross, more power to you and best of luck. I'm going to turn this rive in here into the big headwind, skip me over, and there's the eagle. So you're gaining a stroke here if you get the albatross, but if you miss it when you're trying to get through the trees, you're gonna have a bad time. Kaho Park 3 is next. We go Glide Sapphire right below the basket. With this 3-wind, we're just going over here. And the wind is going to shift the sapphire right up the center line, right to the basket. A way easier shot to execute in Disc Golf Valley than it is on a sort of real life course playing with a real disc. On hole 4, I've started going with Judah's approach at this. I saw in one of his videos. Take the low glide skip drive and let that have a turn that way rather than throwing it high and wide. And I like that. 238, I think, is going to be about Explorer range. And let's get the Explorer in there. Dang, I had the range right. Did not have the aim right. I'm still getting comfortable with the Explorer and getting those longer throw-ins, knowing where it's going to end up. Left, right, because it has so much right-left movement when it's in the air. I'm typically going musket here. I'm going to go water skip sapphire, kind of to get more distance and for the safety net if it gets that water early. No safety net needed. We're across to the green. Tap in the birdie. I've had one or two courses that haven't done well, but let's see. Water skip, sticky paradigm. Slide left, top chevron on this bush. Straight pullback, straight into the tree. Okay, no, just missed the tree, but is this going to get across? I might get lucky here. Oh, very lucky. I'm across it. Tap in? Oh, 11 feet. Almost for the tap in. And get to the eagle. Sorry, nothing for you there. You're going to have to get aggressive and do it well. This is a wind that is begging for an albatross. See if I can get there. A little bit tight, that's good. This is really good for the albatross run as long as it misses all the stuff in here. Oh, it missed. Is that bush right in front of me? Oh, the bush right in front of me. Dang it, I could have gone low-driven musket if the bush wasn't right there. Let's try and drop it in something interesting like this instead, just kind of winging it. Oh my goodness. Almost the albatross. If I have one of these rounds where I happen to do amazing and everybody gets eliminated, everyone gets a little bit of a immunity idol, if you will, there, and everyone gets a pass to the next round. Explorer. I'm not confident with the Explorer getting there in the headwind. I just haven't tried to figure it out yet to see if it's going to. So I'm going to go up to musket, aim higher, and it gets down to the green. Here we go. And then KP9, hit the Mando first and then figure out the throw-in. What's our wind look like? Okay, I just said hit the Mando first and then figure out the throw-in. I think I'm going to stick with my advice. I'm going to go skip sapphire to make sure I get the Mando, because that's the first thing is... Oh, no. Okay, if that happens, rethrow. If you go move to lie, you're going to have a terrible angle at that drop zone. Where's my skip sapphire again? There we go. Just needed a little bit of adjustment all the way to the other side of the Mando. And I didn't throw a driver because I wanted to make sure I made the Mando. I mean, you saw how it worked out. I still think that's a smart idea. The smart play is to go and make sure you're getting, gosh dang, through the Mando and tap it in and not getting a double bogey like this. I imagine not too many of you get eliminated here unless you get a little wild on Kaho Park too. Coyote Canyon is our next one with a big chance for separation here. We go Coyote Canyon 1. This is just a simple musket for me. I'm not doing the ace run. That ace run, I feel like all the time goes OB for me when I try to run that. I'm okay getting in this bush here because this bush is not going to affect this putt. In for the birdie. Coyote Canyon 2 will get up over the top with the light glide ride, or light glide paradigm. Here it is. Slide right. A little bit of Anheuser. If we miss, the miss has to be to the right because the miss to the left drops you on the outside of the cliffs. Still in bounds and a terrible look at that basket. 244. It's shorter than Sunshine Glade 2. And you go down a little bit to the top chevron the height of the basket. And then shift it over to the left side. That is too far to the left. We'll still take the birdie. An opportunity for y'all to get one here. Coyote Canyon 3. I'll do it for you because of the playoffs here. This is either going to make this hole or this course easy for a lot of you or a lot more difficult. This might be in the range of easy. If it goes to the right side of that rock, I'm having a bad time. Yeah, I'm having a bad time here. Oh, well, okay, maybe I can get around. I'm going to hope that I just don't have collision here. If I have a collision, this is going to really suck. No collision and no birdie. Yikes. Oh boy. So are some of you moving on here at least? And I'm talking like there might be some people not moving on, but it's never going to actually happen. Skip Sapphire. I hit this once in multiplayer recently. It was epic. And can I do it again? That was a weird skip. I feel like that skip jumped off to the left a little bit. That's okay. I'll take this one. See what you guys are going to do if you're going to be running Coyote Canyon 3 or playing that smart just to make sure you're moving on. A wind that tells me I need to go left side. And I didn't throw it far enough out. Come on, come on. Oh, no. Oh, no. 270. It's just, we'll get close here and make sure I'm not too close so I can absolutely get it. And here's the putt. Now we'll go throw in with the fuse from the third. Come on, backhand fuse from 36. There's the birdie. I think Coyote Canyon is going to be a decision ring. All you need to do is beat Bam. Can you be conservative enough to still play it safe when you don't need to get aggressive here? Obviously, aggressive is fun, and that's part of why I'm doing it on a lot of these holes. But also, I get the bonus that I'm just setting the bar. So no matter what I do, I am tying my score. 7 is a wind here that's going to help us out, going in the right direction. Over the top of Light Glide Drive is much better here because you get a lot more margin to clear over those rocks and get onto the green. I think you can do it. Light Glide might even work in the headwind, like the 2 headwind, whereas the Glide Water Skip is struggling a bit more there. Glide Windbreak is even better. See if I can get an ace with the musket to get something back here. That's not going in. No, sir. Well, I will try for the Coyote Canyon 9. What am I doing here? 50. I'll try going for the Eagle on 9. Oh, I just realized what I did on Highlanders Ridge 1. I switched to forehand, but I still took the power off, like I was throwing backhand. Oh, well. I think it was here. It was like this, and then the full Anheuser. I think this feels right. Get to the right. Get to the right. No. A little bit to the right, and that could have been fantastic. But now I'm left just kind of throw it in with the paradigm. Hopefully it somehow turns the corner all right. I'm not a terrible attempt for pretty much completely winging it. But it's going to be a birdie, and maybe on some of these more separation courses, I'm going to need to play a little smarter to have some potential people getting eliminated. Up next is Foxtail Meadows. So excited potential separation we have here. Because we know Foxtail Meadows says a lot, I'm going to take my backhand route. When I have this wind, I think the play is to go backhand, light glide, not turn it over nearly as much as I did here. This might get lucky to get through and have a look, though. There's going to be a big downhill look at this. I'm going to go, let's see, about 80 power. I just don't have to make sure I'm not going off the backside there. And I'm definitely not off the backside. There is the eagle. When I have that left to right, I think backhand is the play, despite it looking pretty silly to go backhand off the tee. We have the helping wind, or we can go sticky musket, and it'll blow over the top. This is going to be a little close, but I think we're in. Oh, no. Well, there's not fantastic. I go backhand to 60 feet. See if I can save something here. Oh, just sneaking on the right side. That's an unfortunate par. That doesn't happen too often here. I like this hole a lot. I typically go down just a little bit to make sure I get under the canopy. That also gives me a little bit more turn. So straight pullback in one wind. Let's try like here in this 3 wind. Oh, I think I like this. Fade over, fade over. Nope, a little bit too wide. A little bit too wide. Oh, okay. We are at the drop zone where it's worth it to take a stab at this. I'm going to go to the forehand because I have this 3 wind and throw this, 100 feet? Uh-oh. Is that safe still? Stay safe. No. Well, I'll just rethrow. Instead of move to lie. Just get it over here instead. Go my same 100 feet of power. And hopefully this one stays in. There's staying, and there's a par. Separation coming. Everybody's kind of, it must be weird. I'm not totally sure what you guys are thinking, but I'd imagine it's a mix between, as I go for albatross here, hoping for me to do poorly and hoping for me to do well, because it's not like just beating me works. You guys are in competition with each other. You're not in competition with me if you're playing this event. So you need to beat me, but you also need other people to not beat me. I don't know, it's just true. We've never done anything like this before. So see how it works out. Let me know if you're having fun with this, especially if you're playing the playoffs or just watching this as I get behind this rock and Foxtail Meadows turns into a potentially really bad looking round for me. Get down and to the right. There we go. Let's got this eagle. Yeah, if you're enjoying watching the video, hope it's a chance just to have fun, watch me play through all the holes. If you're in playoffs, let me know what you think about the format too. Actually, not in playoffs. Let me know what you would think about this format. We are going to go glide skip on the roller line, skip, and then bite. There's the bite. You love to see it. Love to see it go so smoothly. Unfortunately caught up here. So close to perfect. I think we're gonna go for it because we can't not go for it. There's like 50 feet of power. Boom. Man, I do cool stuff like that and then mess up on hole 3 completely. This had potential to be awesome. Hopefully, though, this round I'm playing now, if it keeps getting good, going well, like it is the end, is going to create some opportunities to make it difficult for everyone to be beating me as we go here. This is going to go 30 feet. There you go. Get it up over the top. I increased the power because I realized how close I was. I want to make sure I got over that cage. We'll go musket up top. Fade away from the water. Excellent. We're about 80 feet from the basket here. And throw our 80-footer fuse in. A little bit left, but in is in. Foxtail Meadows 8, I'm not messing with. I'm not messing with that at all. It's just a treason. And the wind is going to help push it even further into position. Make it very easy to get down to the green. Simple birdie. So I'm not going to drop any more strokes. And you're going to have to make up some strokes if you need to at this point. Oh, but now I'm saying that and I'm thinking, maybe I should toss the Explorer from here. Oh, that was really bad. That was, okay, an abysmal attempt. For some reason, I guess I was thinking that there wouldn't be collision, but there absolutely was collision. We'll go 80 feet and try and save the birdie. As I'm talking about just messing this up, and I can continue, or to just not mess this up. There we go, continuing to just not mess that up. A tough wind on 9. We're going to go glide, skip, drive, just try and get as much distance out there as we can. If I can get across this wheat, that'd be ideal. I feel like it's probably not going to happen, though. I'm definitely not in the air. And I don't think I'm not in a position to cross that green. So we'll just go the water skip sticky paradigm up over here, getting that tree makes it very clear I was not going to make it. Maybe the water skip sticky again. Because that little bit of a headwind takes some distance off. Get down now. And it's down on the right side. Ending with a birdie. Some potential excitement coming here with Foxtail Meadows. Who's going to get eliminated this time? Next up, Frozen Valley. So we have some holes you just got to hit it, and some with separators. With this 2 wind, I'm just going to glide water skip rive. Get it around the side here. It's going to get close to the basket. We'll take the simple birdie. There it is. I'll ace run that if I have a 1 wind. Get the out wide and give it some hyzer angle. It's a fun ace run. It doesn't happen too often. Here's a big separator for us. With this wind, I'm liking to go trees in. And let the trees in can just go straight across this ice here. Fading back just a smidgen. And that's plenty, as long as you don't go into the water. Getting on this ice gets us plenty close out here. Then 9-12, I'm going to go light glide just to have that control when it gets to the far side. So it doesn't potentially skip into the trees or something like that. And this is the easy way to birdie. 468, we'll go paradigm again. And, oh, do we get a good skip here? No, not a good skip in the basket. But it's going to get up. This is a birdie, and the eagle is so rare on this hole that I feel like most of the time it's not worth going for. Even if you get a great wind, you're probably not going to be hitting that eagle. That's my challenge to you. Hit that eagle. It's not worth doing it here, though. We're going to go light glide paradigm. Go a little bit to the left because of that headwind. And what I need to do is make sure I get to this ice. If I get to this ice, I'm probably birdie at worst. Of course, I mean, there's always possible to really screw up the throw-in. That seems unlikely to get it that bad, though. I'll go, what's this, 70 feet of power? A little bit higher than the 70, but not quite to the 80. And get my sway over to the right is what I'd like. There we go. And there's the eagle. Frozen Valley 4, do I have the wind to go for it? I do. Don't even second guess. Just get down here and throw it like your name is Aaron Christensen. This is looking absolutely perfect. Curl up onto the green. That is one of the more beautiful flights to watch of any shot in the game. I love it. All right, Frozen Valley 5 is the next one. I think a fun eagle run because there's not really par in play. I use the middle chevron right below this tree, slide left. And then I pull back, I give it a little bit of anhyzer, and I make sure that sways down. So I make sure that turns. If this gets a good skip, it gets a good skip. All right, we're in business. We're looking for the eagle here. 125, a little bit lower here. I'm going to go about a little over 100 feet, I think is the play here. Come on, I haven't hit this one in so long. Can I get it now? Can I get one? There we go. Yes. It's been so long since I've hit that one. If I hit 9, I'm going to be giving y'all a run for your money here. These next ones, I'm just going for the birdies. Get out to the island. I saw someone say on Discord recently how terrible this drop zone is. I completely agree. Such an unfair punishing drop zone when almost everybody's getting birdie. And if you miss the island, you're on the other side of the island with a punishing throw-in attempt with no backdrop. This you back to the drop zone again if you miss. It's pretty brutal there. Water skip arrived. Just make sure I get up here far enough to get on the green. There we go, on the green. And a putt in. Gets us birdie here. Frozen Valley 8, as long as the wind is not crazy. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Okay, the wind is not crazy. As long as the wind is not crazy, it's a pretty straightforward sapphire over the gap. And onto this green. I think we didn't get too far into those trees. We're okay over 30 feet though. And let's see what the wind is on 9. Can I hit 9 and get probably... I don't think I've ever got to... nope. I say I don't think I've ever got to minus 13 here, and I will continue to not get minus 13. Because I'm just going glide water skip. Just getting out here and make sure I get down. There we go. It's down, and it's not OB. It's not an easy second shot by any means, but I think we can work this with even a skip on the forehand to make sure it's going to hit early. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit early. And then make sure the skip gets me in to be close on the green here. It does. 46 feet. We'll toss in this forehand. And it's not a perfect round by any means, but, well, it's pretty close. If I had a good wind, I could have gone for it. Didn't even have a chance to go for it. Good luck beating minus 12. We're headed downtown now. Downtown 1 is a bad out of getting the birdie, but this wind might give us the opportunity to do a little bit more. Does it get down? Oh, it's getting down clean. Oh, I am tempted. 311. I'll attempt it with a seer. Does it get there? A little bit downhill. The tailwind, get up. Nah. Oh well, onto the green. If I didn't get that dead skip, I probably would have been in a much better range to be able to make that throw-in attempt. Downtown 2 is about getting there safe. Get the trees and up the gap. Some ground play would be nice. There's some ground play. Up to the top, tap it in jury. Jury? There's our jury. Downtown 3. Similar type of concept. I go with the water skip sticking sapphire. And I want to make sure I miss out to the right. This is where I want this shot to be. Out here. And then good ground play. So you have a large backdrop out here. As long as it doesn't do something crazy like this. Wow, that had a potential to go OB, but we had lots of room, lots of a runway for it. And having that runway, nothing helped tremendously make sure it didn't roll right over the sidewalk. That's what it is. That it would have. I'm going to go glide skip paradigm, see if I can get this one on you guys on a forehand. And get the angle right. There's a good angle. So it's going to skip to a position, skip to a position to give me a good look at this throw. And I like how it's going towards the curb there. 207, which is a little bit longer than Sunshine Glade 1. So instead to the right, I'm going to go just to the left of the basket because the extra power is going to give it some more turn. And go right about here. Oh, money. There's the shot. Excellent downtown 4. There's an eagle for me, for you. Let's see if I can not screw this up. Honestly, if you're looking for advice on this hole, don't do it for me because I do this all the time. Get down, get down. Oh my goodness. I can't find a good way that gets me around that corner, and I absolutely hate it. Because now I'm stuck. I'm going to go glide, skip, rive out here, and we can't beat par. As long as, yeah, this throw-in is closed off and far out here. I guess I'll try to carve that through there a little bit. I'm to the basket, but I had to go sticky. And my longest sticky fairway there is a sticky musket. All right, so a stroke on 4, give it right back, and then some on 5. 6 I should be able to get, especially with this wind. And you go sapphire and set it up. We might be thinking water skip sticky paradigm for this second shot, depending how close this gets. Yeah, it's 464. I might even be able to go water skip sapphire. I don't trust it enough, so I'm not going to. But I think water skip sapphire could have gone the distance there with how much of a tailwind this was. We're up to the top. We'll tap in our jury and take this eagle. Downtown 7, 8, 9. Not sure we have much in the way of separation coming on these. Of course, I could say that, and I could always screw up real bad from here. This is sticky musket across onto the green. Yes. Putt in, we'll throw it in 44 feet. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Downtown 8 is about getting up close to that curb-ish. We'll go Waterscape Sapphire. Close-ish to this curb. We don't want to get too far up there. If you're against the curb, you hit the trees a little bit earlier. The ideal shot for me is actually a little bit further back. So I can throw this over the top like Glide. And it goes right down through that kind of tunnel. Is a perfect spot to aim for. This is obviously very okay. Just challenges a lot more trees than I would like to be challenging. All right, downtown 9, it says, what is a challenge? But I gotta see what the wind is. Hopefully not a hurricane. Little bit of a hurricane. Let's do a Waterscape Sticky Paradigm. Something flippy. Something shorter. Fight the wind a little bit. Oh, now just get down. Get down to be safe. This is unlikely to be the birdie from this distance out. We'll give it a run, but I think it's unlikely. We'll go 140, maybe 150. Oh, there's no fade from that. I thought the wind would push that way more over to the left. And see if I can even get this now. It's not a gimme. 60 feet. Oh my goodness. Well, there's the bogey. I said there's no more challenge, and then I do that. So best of luck to you on downtown. Do better than me. Stay bogey free. Next up on our list is Lost Island. We will hit the island, hopefully not lose it. We'll find the island. We'll go Waterscape Sticky Paradigm here. Across the water. And this would be a really tough hole without drivers. I played a little bit of multiplayer going at this without using any drivers, or without using drivers at all. Tried to go Sapphire as my furthest flying disc. And this became a surprisingly tough hole that's otherwise kind of a gimme. As long as there's a one wind here, or a little bit of a helping wind, or a simple Sapphire, over the tree, through the keyhole, fade to the green. This is the simplicity of these holes. When you know them. Of course, when you know them and you have the one wind, some of these just can't be mistakes. Now, this is one that creates the opportunity. Slide left, glide, skip, drive. Take actually a little bit of power off. Try to not go in the water. I did not successfully not go in the water. I nailed the water. And now we're 270. I'm going to go Waterscape Sapphire just around this slot outside. I don't want to go sticky because I don't want it to stick on that hillside there. Oh, a good little bounce out. Secures the par. Yeah, this means I am going for Lost Island 8. Losing a stroke there. Let's see if I can get it back. Keep this tricky for you. Waterscape Sapphire. A little bit of power off on the default. Oh, this is too short. This is too short, but I got very lucky getting across. Needed a bit more power there. Would have made that adjustment just fine. I don't know, I'm having fun with these playoffs. Making these videos is fun, playing through every course and knowing that I get to have a video together of playing through pretty much every course. At this point of recording this live commentary, at least, I'm considering whether to play the real life courses right now or save those for a potential if it gets there. I feel like it's probably not going to get there. We're just going to lay up here to get the birdie. I think there's too many of these earlier courses that I did well enough on that I should really significantly narrow the field down pretty quickly. Lost Island 6, we're going to glide, skip, drive. Give us some Anheuser because that wind is pushing. And it might be a little much. Get over the rock. Oh no, it's perfect. That's perfect. Now we go 162. I think I need to throw this. So if this is 160 and this was Crow's Nest 9 in here, add a little bit more power if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. I do remember correctly. All right. So about 10 feet more power than you do on Crow's Nest 9. Is that throwing? Lost Island 7, we take the Waterscape Sticky Sapphire. Not Waterscape Sticky. The accurate Waterscape Sapphire. And just get down here to the right side. This is one of those holes I've said before. I think is just too easy once you figure it out. Because there's always a one wind, You don't need to make adjustments. The ace is a ridiculously difficult ace, and I think not even worth going for most of the time. It's not a, it's certainly a tough hole. When you first encounter this hole, think how the heck do I throw it that far down the spine? But then once you have it, not so much. We're going to Lakeside paradigm. And about here. This is going to get some tree, so I'm going to need to get some lucky ground play to get safe. I'm not going to get safe. Not safe. From that rock, though, I may be able... I'm at the rock? I'm at the rock. I might be able to save something here. Go water skip. Oh, don't hit that rock. Don't hit that rock. Oh, yikes. And we are 237. What is 237? Why do I feel like this is a range I should know well? Is this the Explorer range? A low Explorer is still too high. 237, why is that? That sounds very familiar. One of the Sunshine Glade holes. Oh, 243 is that Sunshine Glade 4, but that's a little bit downhill, so I can't really do that one. All right, Lost Island 9. Let's see if we can just get this one safe there and make sure it's not going to be super easy for anybody. Just make sure you're beating my score here. Keep you guys competing with each other instead of just getting an easy pass on moving on to the next round every time. 307. Sticky musket works fine. This is fast playing. Bam, we got this round in under 6 minutes. Tap in. Not the best Lost Island. Opportunity to move on. Beat that -8. Up next is Pioneer Bay. Let's see what the wind is like on 3. I just take the trees in on 1, give it some hyzer, let it float up this middle. Kind of a throwaway hole, if you will. Not often a lot of separation coming in here. Get it into the green, 389. Water skip sticky paradigm works just fine. Getting a little bit closer is great, but this is a little bit of a so what. Think sure I ended up a little bit behind here, but we will throw in the 42 feet with 30 feet of power. Hit it on the pole. Best chance to drop it in, even though these baskets are pretty utterly terrible. The headwind, so I'm definitely throwing backhand off this tee and seeing how far out I can get here. Miss that tree. Nope, we're not missing that tree, which means this is a par. And I'm not good in, yeah. Birdie's not happening once I hit that far back. There's too many rocks and stuff to even potential risk a water skip. 302, I'm going to go water skip Sapphire and try and slide it up to the top here. I want to make sure this gets down early rather than potentially going off the backside. But I also don't want to be too low on this cliff because the baskets suck. Especially throwing uphill to these baskets. That disc falls out all the time. It's by wind. Do I go with the forehand wind? Let's see if I can do it. Get to the middle island on the forehand. Big skip. I might need 2 skips. Oh, got the 2 skips. And now, this is too far back here. The play, if I got further up, there was another forehand to the water. But at this point, I'm going to take a fuse over the top and get me close enough. I certainly could have done more than fuse. I wasn't sure how far that island was. 378. I think water skip sticky will fight this wind and get me into position for the birdie. Here it comes. Bada bing, bada boom. Tap it in. Tap it in. There's a birdie and a tough wind, so you can play a safe way and get that. This one I've been running with the glide skip paradigm. Come on, that's not coming back in time. Just don't go too far now. Oh, that was coming back in time. Holy moly. Almost hit that one. That would have been pretty sweet. It's Pioneer Bay 5. Okay, I haven't tried this yet. When I was watching Anzi's around, I said, oh, maybe the tempo would do this fine. Can the tempo do... Oh, this tempo has no problem. No more power down Explorer. Explorer is still my ace run in the 1 wind. But that tempo, is the helping wind. So I'll consider that a little bit and make sure I don't have like a bad headwind. But the tempo should be able to work there. Glide skip arrive, default aim, full disc of Anheuser. Yes, get through. Get through to give me a look. There we go. There's all sorts of things you can do on that hole, but I feel like so much comes down to the sway and the wobble getting just right. 163, am I at fuse or sear from here? I think I'll go with the fuse. It's going to turn a bit more, so I can get off to the side here. There's my 150. There's my 160. And there is my miss. Not my eagle. That was so short. I feel like that hardly even had a chance at getting in there. That's okay, though. It's about staying pretty clean through these. Pioneer Bay 7 and that wind. Ooh. You know, in the left to right, this goes drive, but it's too much of a tailwind. I'm still going to go Paradigm. Oh no, missed the tree. That's a bummer. I think the sticky musket with that tailwind. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, lucky there. Lucky there. Lots of you going to be moving on after I give you a par here with a very good eagle bid. Hole 8, light glide paradigm. Can't say these words today. This gets out here pretty good as long as you're not right in one of these bushes, which just kind of might be. I think we're okay. Every once in a while I get some collision on those, and it surprises me because I really don't know why. I don't know what causes sometimes collision and not. And I don't have a good way of judging whether I'm going to have collision. 317 will go Glide Sapphire. See if we can dunk this. This is not, wait, 317. No, I needed way more than Glide Sapphire for that. This is a Glide Sapphire where throwing distance is like 317 when I'm going on kind of a low driven at it line. And then on 9, we're finishing with the treason right about here. Stay the path. Stay the path. There we go. That's where I like the treason way more than the diamond. It just goes straight. It doesn't really come back ever, and it's fantastic. 200 feet is musket distance. Is that going in? No! It was definitely musket distance, but not quite on line. Fishing here so that on Pioneer Bay, my final score is a -7. Definitely something you can beat. Here comes Ikigai Springs. Some more separations here, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going for this. That at the time of recording this, I hadn't decided, but I'm likely not going to be doing these courses in the order that you're seeing in this video. Stay in, dang it. Since it just wouldn't make sense. Like Sunshine Glade, Blueberry Thicket, for example. Oak Hill, I think I threw Elite on Oak Hill. I can't require better than Elite to move on. That just wouldn't make sense. Or it wouldn't be fun for anybody. Save it. Uh-oh, didn't save it. There goes that discussion on Discord about how this is worth running. Because it's usually birdie at worst anyway. That was worse than birdie. Ikigai Springs 2, we're just going to go Glide Sapphire. Get down a little bit. Smidgen of Anheuser. And across the bridge. Up to the top. We'll get this birdie. Some of you are 2 strokes ahead of me on this course already. 3. You know, I've been pretty lucky with this lately. It's the kind of thing you probably shouldn't say out loud, but I think this is good. That's pretty ideal. Getting across, wouldn't have minded a bit more to the left. We're going to have to carve the paradigm through here. Okay, carve this corner and save an eagle around the corner. Oh, it's going to be that one spot. Oh, kicked out. Thank you for kicking out. Sometimes in that one spot in the rock crevice, it's hard to get a good look at it. Here we can just go 60 feet of power and get that eagle. Make it up a little bit from hole 1. We're gonna have to keep this clean through the rest of Ikigai Springs to make sure this stays a challenge for y'all. We go default in with the musket because this wind is gonna push it pretty far out here. Up to the top. Next one, with this headwind, I'm gonna go water skip arrive. And this is still quite offline. Completely different than what I was planning. I was trying to hit this rock wall over here. But let's not talk about that and just take that birdie. No pictures on the scorecard, but I guess when I'm recording all my rounds and post them, they kind of are pictures on the scorecard. Anyway, we'll throw trees in up this gap. I think the easiest way to hit that Mando is with an accurate disc, and you kind of need the distance of a backhand. Don't do it. Don't do it. There you go. The distance of a backhand to get you there. And so something super flippy or something cranked over with a lot of anhyzer is the way to go to make sure you get this birdie most consistently, except when you have a headwind. If you have a headwind, it's worth going forehand with something glide skip. Glide Sapphire gets out this gap, hits the tree, little bit of foliage, and that drops us down onto the green. Perfect, perfect. See, you guys might be watching these in a different order. I'm not sure how I'm putting it together. But in my recording sequence, I have 3 more courses to play to record for the playoffs. There's Northern Lights, Ikigai Enso, and Northern Breeze that I have left. I'm going to save the real world courses for if there are still ties at the end of these valley courses. Then we'll get into the real world ones. Glide skip paradigm, so I can aim higher. Good little skip up here. A little over 300 feet, usually 312. I'm adding 100 feet of power and going glide, water skip, arrive. There's a good distance to get there. I'm at 100 feet of distance to the power I need is what I meant to say there. Oh, that almost leaked out. But now 8 is one where we can have some potential. The wind tells me I have to go with the water skip line. Because if I go with the backhand sapphire line, I'm worried that wind would just throw me off the backside of the island. This could be really good or really bad. Really good. Water skip up to the green, 50 feet away. I'll just throw in the fuse. Instead of going with the putting motion, because I will screw up that putting motion. I don't know, maybe it is like only 5% of the time, but it feels like way too much. You go water skip sticky paradigm, because I want this to get the early skip, not this. Not this. Oh, goodness. Why does this hole get me so much? It's kind of ridiculous how much I end up in a bad position on that hole. Water skip sticky paradigm here. This is deceptively downhill. That disc always travels way further than you think it's going to. It is a pretty solid Ikigai Springs. Just a mistake there, major mistake on hole 1, leaves me at a -10. This time we are taking on Northern Lights. Northern Lights 1, oh, it's the eagle opportunity. One I feel like I used to sometimes get, but just so rare now that I get this shot just right. This has a chance. Get down, get down. All right, we're going to run this. I throw it with 70 from here. Don't you go over that top. Don't you dare go over the top. There's the eagle. Gosh, but I sometimes just don't think. But I don't think I can perform way better sometimes. Northern Lights 2, I'm going to go water skip sapphire just to fight against this wind a little bit more. And that'll get down and stop. Please stop. Uh-oh. Well, there goes that bonus eagle. Gone with the wind. And I don't even feel confident right now. I don't know why I don't like this throw-in. 70 feet? Why? Why are so many of my throws missing high into the wind? I'm not even sure what's happening. There's a bogey. Let's not screw this one up. We're going to take trees in up the fairway. That's going to turn over and then hold its line getting straight. Some ground play would be nice. Let me go down to the musket. I'm not sure if I'm in musket range. 577. I think I'm in musket range. Yeah, that's musket range. I could have gone with the Waterskip Sapphire. But you see, if the path is taking the Waterskip Sapphire on that same line, almost certainly would have ended up in the water. After it was like 50. To get our birdie. Gosh, just 2 is super annoying. That's when you just have to execute the throw, and I just didn't. 4 is the treason off the tee. The turnover gets us up here. Left of the tree or right of the tree? What's it going to be today? We're going left of the tree with a sapphire on the hyzer. Oh! I was almost about to call for that to get in the basket. Jury is in. 5. Oh, the one I mess up way too much too. Fuse. Let's get the gap. Get the gap. Why is it going for that tree? Why? That tree is like a freaking magnet for my disc, man. 50 feet. And that's in. Northern Light 6, I think that's the one we just have to, yeah. Boring musket, default aim, straight pullback. Don't even need to think about it. Just gets down to the green this way. And we take our birdie. 7. Why am I not remembering? Oh, is 7? Yeah, 7. Good wind, good wind. Give me the wind. All right, let's try it. It's not the perfect wind, but let's try it up here. If I can get set up off this tee shot well, I will be trying to go across. With some potential blow up. So that's a scary thing. But I don't think I'm a blow up range. Lakeside Paradigm. See if I can get this. I wussed out. I wussed down, threw it too far to the left. I mean, it's going to be safe. It's going to be safe. But there's really not much of an eagle look here. It's a way better line when you have the tailwind helping you out. Yeah, a lot of trees in the way there. So we'll just go take the birdie. On 8, what are we doing? 8. Here we go on 8. A good wind for it too. Make sure we don't get back over that wall, which the treason just doesn't, because the treason straightens out and it really just doesn't fade back. Such a well-designed disc. Arrive down to the green. I want to make sure we get out wide enough to get around the tree. And this house that I'm going straight for. Okay, this is kicked out from the house, so we get a look. 89 feet. Let's throw it 70 and not hit the top band this time. Thank you. I think the 3 wins. I probably just wasn't adjusting my aim down low enough. Then on 9, we are going Glide Sapphire. Here's our aim. Here's the pullback. And that is the perfect way to nail this tree and go OB. I'm not sure I've ever actually gone OB after hitting that tree. But of course that happens in this event when you are all happy to see it and make sure you're moving on to the next round. Here is Ikigai Enso. Enso for sure to have plenty of separation on it by design. This course is fantastic for separators, rewards good long shots, and has the potential of par or worse in play for every hole. I'm going Light Glide Paradigm. 1 tree to miss, and this is going to leak a little bit far to the left, but some good ground play. Still gets you in range to be able to have a look at this eagle from 108 feet. I think the glide skip is totally unnecessary on this hole, he says before he misses the 108-footer. As long as you, yeah, see, that's, wow. We'll just rethrow that. I was second guessing my power way too much on that one, so 80 feet of power. There we go. When this is, at the time I'm recording this, my first round of the day, right when I wake up in the morning. These are all recorded over the course of several days. And that was a mistake right off the bat. So as I was saying, though, I still think glide skip is totally unnecessary on hole 1 because it brings extra risk into play of going long past the basket that light glide just isn't going to do. And light glide usually gets you plenty close to be able to make it. Of course, if you're not shanking the first shot because it's your first throw-in attempt of the day. On 3, our play here is the treason. You have a little bit of anhyzer to it. This is leaking a bit to the left. Hopefully it stays straight and hits a log for me. Oh no. Oh no. Well, you guys are getting lucky on Enso. I'm going to go 160 on this one, see if I can save something here. Don't do it. Okay. I say I haven't bounced over that rock deep in a long time. So as I'm saying this, I haven't really decided the order yet. Think I'm going to mention at the beginning of this video. Things are recording different times. I think I'm going to mention at the beginning of this video that the order I follow will not necessarily be the order that's in this video. That is so bad here again. But we'll probably start with Enso to have it a good, clean start to it so that most people who want to play have a chance. We're going to go in an order that is completely separate than what this video is showing. That way we'll make sure we get some good courses. Because at the beginning of this video, you had like Sunshine Glade, Blueberry Thicket, I think Oak Hill, if I remember correctly. Oak Hill I shot elite par on. It's just not reasonable to require a better than elite par on something like Oak Hill. This is the Glide water skip rive on 5. See if I can get at least one throw in here on Enso. I think this is going to be about 70 feet of power. There we go. We can make one throw and work. We're going par eagle. I don't know, there's a birdie in there too. 6, we shouldn't ever mess up. Accurate water skip sapphire. I shouldn't ever mess up, and then I do this. This is going to be close. I might need 2 water skips to barely get up here. Oh, nope, it made it. Now just stop. And it didn't stop. This is an abysmal showing of how to play Ikigai Enso. I totally should have warmed up a bit before this round. That's okay. We'll start with one where you can go on by playing safe and not screwing up worse than I do on Enso. Looks like it might even be a point where it's going to be a tough one to get to. We might even get to a point where simply shooting -9 on Enso is enough to get you onward into the next round of these beat and band playoffs. There's a good one. Can I make a throw in though? We will find out. I'm going to throw this with 90 feet of power. And I still can't make any throw-ins. Ay. What a start to this event. If I do start with Enso, actually. I haven't fully decided that yet. You go right at this tree. A little bit of anhyzer. And I didn't aim low enough. Stay safe for me? At least it's staying safe, so I should be able to have birdie here. And it's looking like, yeah, we'll probably start this first. Beat and Bam is likely to start with a very low requirement in order to move on to the next round. I actually kind of like that. Let's see if I can even get to -9. Holy moly. With this win, I don't even know. Let's see, give it the hyzer around the corner. Give me some good ground play. That's close enough that I have to go for it. 149. I will throw this with 100 feet of power. And if I sink this on -9, if I miss, I'm in danger. There we go. -9 on Enso is all you need to beat me and move on to the next round this time. Last for this video of the fantasy courses is Northern Breeze. After we play through all the fantasy courses, if we still don't have a winner determined, Now I'll move on to some of the real world courses. I'm going to go skip Sapphire because it's the best play I have here. Oh gosh, is it this one? I think it's this one. I don't remember the pullback line. Let's see if I can make it work. Oh, get in, get in. There we go. Northern Breeze Ace right off the bat. I never hit that in multiplayer, but of course I can hit it in the event like this. Northern Breeze 2, we're going with the Explorer. So I left to open up this angle and just squeeze right by that tree. And it gets back down onto the green here. This is the birdie. You got to get to the green. This is a really tough hole when it first came out because I think so much randomness on the greens, what a lot of us felt. It's a matter of finding a shot that's, well, going to get rid of that random. Let's keep it going. Let's try an ace run. The sticky musket. Oh, no, that's too far to the left. Some Northern Breeze ace runs. See if we can get some good scores here and make this one tough for you guys. Because if I make all of them, well, if I don't mess up now, it's going to be tough to beat a Northern Breeze score. Because Northern Breeze plus a stroke is rough. And not that I like to brag, but I did win the Northern Breeze King of the course. I need to go right here with the trees on forehand. And this gets right up the gap. Get by the tree. Oh, there's potentially the mistake that's waiting for you guys. 177. I wonder if I do a full send jury here. Let's try this. Oh, that's no good. Okay, let's try this again. 150. Can I even save the par? I cannot. That was so far off to the right. So there we go. As I'm talking about, if I go clean, I'm not going clean. There's mistakes to help you out right away. Here's one I feel like I struggle with a lot still. There's the aim point of 1 wind. So let's go 3 wind here. Oh my goodness. Northern Breeze is taking my lunch. 91, we go forehand. I think I can get this one up this time at least. Yes! That uphill jury throwing is so nice. Takes a lot of variables out of play. Well, the variable of power is really what it takes out of play, so I don't have to worry about the power at all. Bottom chevron a little bit above that rock here. And a half disc of Anheuser. Go! Faded a little bit early. We should be able to get par here at this point, although the way these last 2 rounds are going for me, I played Ikigai Enso and Northern Breeze back to back on this morning where I'm not super warmed up yet, and it looks like I'm kind of regretting it. I've messed up the forehand shots here lately, so I've just been taking the driver and just drilling it out here and kind of hoping I get up top. This is a pretty good look up top as long as it doesn't find the one OB corner. It doesn't. 341 is a forehand treason because the risk is getting back out to the right too early, and the treason is just not going to fade on you. So that second shot, it's definitely like a backhand of an overstable disc or even understable disc, go backhand, or take a forehand with something really understable to make sure it doesn't fade out too early. Good wind for our water skip. What is accurate water skip? Sapphire. A little bump up gets us close, so we're able to make this throw in down. Gonna throw us like 30 feet of power. And then Northern Breeze 9, which is another one I feel like I've struggled a lot on lately. I used to always I'll go with my Glide Sapphire line, just because this is the one that worked out for me well for a long time. Then I changed it. I did a full disc hyzer there because I started doing what this is going to do. No, I thought I was going to ramp up off that snow and fly OB. That started happening way too often. So I changed up that play. All right, so there's the final run on Northern Breeze. Your score to beat is -8 on Northern Breeze. Not necessarily an easy thing to do. Best of luck to you in this one and all of the Beaten Band playoffs, and stay bogey free.